so my battery's gonna die, but welcome to a newish setup. My roommate actually moved out, and that's a whole story on its own. I might do my first year experience in a video. If you guys want that, like it up, and I will definitely do it. But this is her room. It's currently my makeup room, which it worked out in the best way possible. Yeah, there's the kitchen there. I didn't close the door. And that's my boyfriend's suit. But yeah, so today is a review of the NARS L'amour, Toujours l'amour. I've been waiting to say that name and vocalize. I said in my mind, I'm like, L'amour, Toujours l'amour. And I'm like, I can't wait to say it. And I finally say it. This is their new spring palette. It was just released on Sephora.com a couple of weeks ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago. I actually got mine New Year's Eve. One of the people that I was hanging out with for New Year's, actually one of the top marketing people for NARS, so she got all of us one of these palettes, and I'm so excited because the shadows in here are beautiful, and I actually got like a head look on this ahead of any beauty gurus and all that stuff, so that was really exciting. On the NARS, on the Sephora website, this retails for $76 Canadian. I don't know, I think it might be about 65 US dollars. There are 12 eyeshadows in here. 4 of them are larger than the others. 4 of them are 0.11 ounces, while 8 of them are 0.05 ounces. So these are double the size of these ones, but these are pretty much your basic neutral palette, which is really nice. I have my little, which one is this? New Moon diary, so that is full of my colors and what I thought of each of them. So I'm just gonna hop in, and I did a little tutorial of the look that I did today. That will be playing up here, I think, or over me. We'll see, haven't decided yet. There are numbers on the back of this. I'm never quite sure with eyeshadow palettes, like if one is this one or one of this one, but yeah. But my review for the top row here is all the same. They all are really smooth, really pigmented. These are probably my favorite shadows out of this palette. The black is gorgeous. This can just be your go-to neutral palette on its own. You have your liner shade, your crease shade, your lid shade, and your highlight, so that's always a nice little basic quad. I have this as a highlight and an all-over blending color. I have this on my lid. I didn't use this one today, and I have this in my outer V. I've been loving to play with my outer V since I got this palette. I haven't usually been a fan, but these colors just work so well in that combination. The glitter, these two on the outside are matte, so 1 and 4 are matte, and then these 2 are glitters, except this one comes more as a shimmer on the lid, and this one doesn't have much reflectiveness or glow at all. Okay, so next we have 5. So next is the one I have on my lower lash line currently. It's this green right here. It is kind of like an army green with a hint of teal in it. It is absolutely beautiful. My criticism here is slightly chalky, like slightly powdery, like there's a lot of shadow fall on my hand, but it is a gorgeous color. That's 5. 6, this gray here is probably another favorite. It's just really smooth, beautiful pigment. Looks great on the lid. Next there's this rust color, which is so interesting. It's like a rose gold rust, but the pigment on this one is lacking. Like on the finger, but like it is really chalky. And this one I wrote not as pigmented, slightly sheer, a little bit chalky, but the color itself is gorgeous. And then there's this one here, which is very powdery. I don't get why this shadow was included. I would have preferred maybe a more like a matte brown. It's just really similar to the one that they have a big of at the top. Like it's a little bit more yellow, but when you put them on the lid, it's pretty much the same thing. And this one has like the quality of this shadow here is not as pigmented, which I don't get why, because it's exactly the same as the one down here. Next for 9, this one up here I wrote was patchy. Yeah, like when you swatch it, you do get like patches in the swatch, and it is very powdery. The color is really pretty. It's like a navy midnight blue, which is really, really nice. And then there's this one here, which is 10. 10 is an okay texture, but the pigment is not 100% there. It's just, it swatches really sheer, like it's not powdery, but it takes a while to build up. Then there is this cobalt blue, which is absolutely beautiful. The matte shades in here are its strong suit. Like, look at that blue. Like, that blue there. That is beautiful. It's not an everyday color by any chance, but it is, whew, whew. I wrote a little bit powdery, but pigmented AF. And then the last one here is number 12, and this is a little bit chalky. It's again, with the redundant colors, this one up here is just a little more blue than this one down here, but when it comes to showing on the eyes, they're pretty similar. This one just has a little bit more blue. Well, this one had like, this one up here has a little more blue built into the reflectiveness. Well, this one is pretty much just a blue powder. But like when you put them next to each other, they look the same. So those are the 3 blues right there. Overall, the matte shades in this are absolutely worth it. They're gorgeous. There's the whole row. This top row is gorgeous. This blue here is gorgeous. That gray there is gorgeous. So you do get 6 shadows that I will extremely recommend out of the 12. Which is pretty good odds, because I didn't like most of my Naked 2 palette. The packaging of this is gorgeous. It just feels really sleek. It's mirror on the front. I have my thing still on, so like keeping that pristine. Would I purchase this, or would I recommend if you purchase this? I would if you are more into those darker, smokier colors. If that's not your cup of tea, don't really, because it is a lot of money for only 4 lighter shadows that are really good quality. I will get my use out of this, and I have been using it a lot. It's been my go-to palette for traveling from here to home and home to here. It's been coming back and forth. It's really compact, really sturdy. I don't feel like my shadows will get broken. The price point is a little bit pricey. I was expecting it to be more